over, you're hungry, trying to go to the bathroom, pull over, all the above. Not worth anyone's lives. People got families, you have a family maybe, and a lot of people could be affected that have families, including traumas to rescue workers and observers and staff and medical and just everybody. So it's not just one person when you're behind the wheel of anything, traveling, 100 miles, kilometers an hour, 110 kilometers an hour, and I don't forget what a tractor trailer weighs, how many tons, and when they're loaded, and you can see all the skid marks. And so this cement barricade here, you see, that was to try to keep the cars from coming over into each other's lanes and accidents and so forth, and to keep the traffic going in the correct lanes, but also to try to help deter the wildlife from trying to go through. But I have seen on a drive, there's many miles of this depending on where you're going, and I've seen on a long drive this poor young deer. It was in the evening, there was tractor trailers all around me, there was really nothing I can do. It was in a really tight spot that you literally have a sign stating you are not allowed to get out of your vehicles in that area. It's called the green belt, but there's also, I believe the reason why, I don't know if they said if it was because there was chemicals, or if they said because there's jails around there, penitentiaries, and if someone's seen getting out of a car, or could be getting picked up from the swamp from something, I don't know. Have to look into that actually a little bit more. But so the story is on that point, and I might be going through there. I'm just gonna let this live go so you guys get to see what it's like to travel in beautiful Canada. The skies are blue, white fluffy clouds like cotton candy. Even me thinking about it is making my mouth water. And I was blessed to have some cotton candy from Ribfest this year, not once but twice, so that was fun. Got to go with the kids and we had a good time. And then I went and checked it out for a few minutes and picked up a cotton candy the first day that it was on. Too funny. Anyhow, let me know where you're watching from. If you do drive a vehicle, what type of vehicle do you drive? Oh, there goes a hockey team. This is a really beautiful part because these mountains are all part of the Canadian Shield, and when they blasted them, some of the formations that were left behind are just so stunning. And in winter, you'll see icicles, and in fall, the colors change. Like, everybody's like, oh, we got to go to Vermont to see the colors changing. And hey, we used to go to Vermont too to see the colors changing with our children, because they change a little bit, takes longer over there. So our colors start changing, and then Vermont, because Vermont's warmer, because it's more south, right? And then but I mean, we love to travel. We've seen a ton of things over the years. My children travel everywhere with us, and then when I became a single woman, I gotta find out the year again. I'm terrible, but I'm gonna say 15 years ago, for example. After being married for 23 years, but have 4 wonderful children. I wouldn't change that for the world. I love them. 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 So Jazz, Shayla, McKaylee, Jerikai, love you up to the 1,000th universe and beyond. Warriors prevail. Remember that. Always go out adventurizing and listen to your mom. I love you, punks. And be free, be calm. Remember that the only thing matters is your pure heart and what your intentions are. Believe in anything you want to do, that you can do it. Dream it, think it. Put it on the board, put it on a mirror, put reminders on your phone, talk about it every day. There's different languages that we'll talk about. Wow, look at the traffic on the opposite side. I don't know, is that getting picked up on your camera? Yeah. That actually draw upon these manifestations, and you're not really supposed to speak of the manifestations out loud as well. Oh, look at a diplomat, their car 22774. So that black car that just went past us, that would be all bulletproof, and that's a government car. A diplomat, When like Bill Clinton came to Canada, there was a whole slew of them, or whoever's coming in, and they're all in these black cars and they're all communicating. And there was one time we were actually in Vermont. We were just speaking in Vermont, and we were bringing the kids. There was this amazing bakery downtown that we couldn't live without, and we'd go to the beautiful KOA campsite, and sometimes we'd stay in the Holiday Inns downtown, and sometimes we'd stay in little bed and breakfasts and that. Anyhow, one time, I think it was Bill Clinton, yeah, I'm pretty sure, and Hillary Clinton, in separate vehicles, and then also their daughter, I think, came. So by the time the three separate individual vehicles actually got all their own personal entourages through, they were going to golf in Vermont, and this is back in like the well, it would have been early 90s, maybe 2000. Have to look it up, but that's when we were there, right on the road, and they were blocking our way just to get into the village to get our bakery, and the kids were crying. And I just remember thinking, this is so excessive, you know, but I guess for their own protection. But you know what? They were honest, good people, and not saying not, but I mean, in the whole government, in the whole team, everybody should be able to walk with their head held high. There should be peace in the community. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? All kinds of stuff coming out about all kinds of people and high up rankings that I think so many people knew, and I think civilians knew in their heart, and military knew, and anyone who had an actual education and any type of personality trait disorders, or were infiltrated as private eyes into any of the organizations, they all knew. And money talks, you know, and all I think is, if you can Thousand Islands, why don't we? Used to come fishing here all the time. I think if you can just live a quiet, peaceful life, be totally self-sustaining, not relying on, you know, the city's power or the propane tank being delivered, that sort of thing. Have wood stocked up for like 6 winters type of deal in days, you know, all of that. Have your own root cellar, that sort of thing. Just feel like you're independent. Be independent. And have a safety place for yourself and your family, you know? Anyways, this is a beautiful place. I can't read your comments, folks. Sorry, because I'm driving and you're on my hands-free thing in the middle of the dash, and on the angle it is to try to give you guys a view of each thing. You're going to see some beautiful waters coming up there soon. I can't see the screen at all. There's a lot of reflections with the sun, and then this has a reflection of the mirror, so it's like you're looking into another dimension. But what a beautiful day. Let me know, is it sunny? It's raining where you are? I do love the sun, and I love the rain. They're both equally so important, and everything in between, but rain is just so refreshing. And as long as it's, you know, look at that barn to your right. Isn't that beautiful? Historical barn. So in this area, a lot of historical buildings are being restored or maintained and upgraded, but trying to keep original heritage with it. So I think that's really, really cool. Here's some beautiful water. I hope you get to see. Look at that bridge. There's zip lining here. There is bicycle trails. There's hiking trails. There's fishing. You can get an Ontario fishing pass. I believe you can buy a weekend pass. And you can go fishing and experience the waters. And if you talk to someone at a bait and tackle shop, you know, and they're good, and you just take your time and be really polite, and they'll explain to you what lures are good for what type of fish, and basically what type of fish kind of hang out in what type of water, how deep, with weeds, with no weeds, with currents, you know, and they all know the area and the fishing areas, and you know, it is, oh, there's a beautiful beach here, folks. Want to see the beach? I do. Isn't that gorgeous?
In 100 meters, keep left, then slight right.
Oh, there's a gate. No. I just wanted to take a photo. Well, check that out. I can kind of do that over in this parking lot thing. Isn't that beautiful? Boom, boom. I literally just want to put my feet in the sand. Welcome, Browns Bay. So this is just like a swimming area. Hi. I'm just turning around because I didn't realize. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Beautiful place. Wow. Oh, hey, is that Bolt Castle? Guys, I think that's Bolt Castle. I think that's Bolt Castle.
In 150 meters, turn left onto Thousand Islands Parkway.
No, this is oh, keep right. Isn't this beautiful? This is just one of the beaches that you can visit, guys. May I just ask, is that Bolt Castle across the way? What is it? Singer? Like Singer sewing machine? No way! Wow. And then did any of his family ever live there after?
No. A while ago, Mike
No.
never sold. Now I guess
You can't wear it like Bolt Castle. Oh, you can. Where do you get the boat to get to that one from? What's that? Oh, it's only on the U.S. side.
yeah, so I think you have to go over to Alexander Bay there.
Yeah.
And go from that side.
Oh, well, that's still interesting.
Yeah,
Cool. Because, I mean, I remember back in the day when Bolt Castle wasn't renovated, a lot of graffiti happened, and then it got renovated. Then now you need your passport, but in the day you could just jump on the boat and they'd take you wherever.
yeah.
But I never knew about the Singer Castle, so that's awesome.
Very cool.
Okay, thanks. Take care. Have a good weekend. Cheers. You hear that, guys? So that castle across the road, or well, the river, I'll try to focus on it again here, right in front of this family, but we'll get past them, is the Singer sewing machine castle. Michael Jackson at one point was going to buy it, and there, and didn't buy it, and now you can tour it from Alexandria Bay on the American side, because that's all the U.S. side. Those are American waters there. And then there's like other thousand. This is called the Thousand Islands, and there's also Bolt Castle, which is a castle made of hearts everywhere, because he was making it for the love of his life, and she passed away before he finished it, and he left it unfinished. But the castle now has been restored in a lot of rooms, because it did get a lot of graffiti and a lot of disrespect for a while. But there's a singer. I'm gonna look into that and get some close-up photos. How cool is that, guys? How cool is that? The singer Castle. Learned something new. Love it. All right, on to the next adventure. Put you in my trusty. I have one of those. Oh, here comes a vehicle. I have one of those clips that goes to your.
Keep left.
Oh, now it doesn't want to talk to me. One of these clips that goes to your on here on the dash, but sometimes it's so hot, like right now, they melt. Rotate. Never mind rotating, just do what you're supposed to do. Guys, if you're here, can you type hello so that I know that it's active when you come on? I don't know if my phone is frozen. Anyways. Off I go. Wow, wasn't that the most perfect timing to turn the radio on for a minute? Had to go slow, and I respect the speed limits because I've got an app that for my insurance, as long as I'm behaving, I'm not texting, I'm not photographing, I'm not touching my phone. It's all hands-free. It's in this device, and I have a couple of like octopus tripods, rubberized ones that generally I put in the corner here, and that would be capturing like just different angles, you know. And And I should have taken time to set them up, but I seriously thought, oh, I'm gonna pull over and do that on the road. But by the time, look at those little islands, guys. Look at those cute little houses up ahead. By the time I hit the road, got gas, did this, did that, packed, made sure everything was okay. Feels like I'm going for a month, going for a day. Historically, what's here? Laurier Mills Cemetery. It's nice to visit the place. Oh, see how this house here has a bridge? Hope you guys can see that. Nice family on their bicycles. To my far left, your far left camera, there's that house, and it has a bridge, private bridge from its boat dock and probably guest house over to the main house. Isn't that cool? But look at how, these hardwoods, there's so many cedars, but there's also so many maples. These turn spectacular colors for fall, and like sumacs and just everything. And there's wildflowers all throughout the province that bloom from the minute spring starts until winter, even into winter. And so they're still popping up and blooming as you drive along. You'll see all kinds of incredible things, from waterfalls on these rock formations in the spring and fall to, and there's something there, a historical map you can always stop and read, go for a walk on the bike path. A lot of areas in the province really super encourage exercise. Some of the big cities all have those rental bikes. Want to decrease emissions. It's a smart system. You kind of just pick up a bike on a corner. You can take it to wherever, drop it off, sign off. Somebody else picks up a bike, and then you might just have to go a few corners to find a bike. But it just, it reduces people from driving and downtown congestion, but really the environment. But look at this. I mean, can you guys see that house over here? I forget who owns it. I think the guy that invented the Post-it note, but I could be wrong. I think he's in actually like Sanibel, Florida, that guy. But wow, I wonder if I get the history of who owns that house. Maybe it's right there on those plaques. I've stopped and read those plaques before. I'm just on a kind of a little bit of a different mission, I guess. I've been on some medication and in and out of hospital, and the nurses, and feeling good, feeling hungry. Oh my God, it's like I got a whole new appreciation for food and taste. Like, wow! I don't know what this is, what happened, but anyhow, so I'm appreciative of that. I'm appreciative of that I'm healing well. The team at Seaway Family Dental is incredible. Dr. George Lehman-Zakis took extremely good care of me, seeing me every couple of days, every day, whatever I needed, and helping me along with getting into Emerge, to getting IV antibiotics for the length of time we did. And then now the Emerge doctor also ordered another type of antibiotic by mouth for 5 days, and I just finished a 10-day antibiotic before that. So I'm just kind of letting my body have a small 24-hour to 48-hour reset. And I just thought, why not take you along with me? Because you can pop in and out as much as you want. You can stay to the end, grab popcorn, grab some snacks. I stopped at the corner store. I got some gummy bears, of course. I just wanted just everything that I loved for some reason. I used to always get a coney fry when me and my Nana would go to church, and when we'd go to town, we used to live in Long Sault, and my dad would go to the Royals games, or we'd go to town for whatever reason. I'd always get an A&W coney fry, and the Cornwall A&W restaurant is the last and only A&W that does have coney fries on their menu, the coney sauce. They were grandfathered in because the owner argued that they would lose and close their doors to Burger King, McDonald's, and everything, because there's a lot of burger joints in their area, and there used to be two. And back in the day, the A&W, the girls would wear roller skates, and they'd come to your window, you'd roll your window down, and then they'd put the tray on your window, and I mean, it was just an experience, you know. And I loved roller skating as a little girl, so to me it was like just phenomenal to go. Like, look at that. Isn't that just a slice of heaven right there? And then after every surgery, after every baby I had, for my birthday, everything special, I wanted a coney sauce. So yesterday, I think it was, I went and grabbed myself a coney sauce with some sweet potato fries and an actual cheeseburger. I've been eating, and then I've been getting booster juices with some extra whey, some extra protein, some extra yogurt. I got myself some good yogurt, and I'm also on pre and probiotics. Naturally, they're called Biotic. Oh, the Rockport cruises, guys. I could go down here. Do you want to see it? It's so beautiful. Rockport cruises. Why not? It'll take us a moment. I don't know if you can see the house to your far right. It's barn. I have a thing for barns. Do you see the anchor up on the house here? How do I zoom in? It's kind of hiding behind the tree. Anyways, I'm gonna leave this on. It's hot. It's hot because it's in the window. This thing should be like attached to the air conditioning, basically. Oh, I love when there's this little like information thing. See here, guys? Let me take you. It's telling me it's too hot, is it? Can you elaborate on what you meant by it was supposed to be the best thing in the world? But check this out, guys. Aren't they gorgeous? Doing so good till I drop it. Look how beautiful that is. Look at that. Oh, they got a new restaurant from what I remember. But maybe it's the other area. But guys, look at the boats. Water. peaceful and calm. You want to walk my truck and go for a walk? Or do we want to drive up? Do we look at the other side? I don't think so. No. Biosphere Reserve. Oh, look at the stream of ants. Oh, ant highway. I'm so perfect without you. I'm so perfect without you. So perfect without you. So I'm gonna put that camera there. Jeez. Right in the sun. Is there a garbage? Why wouldn't there be a garbage? Alright, let's go. Hey guys, how do you like the view? It's changing. Here we go. That's called Huck's. It looks like a fine dining restaurant. Marine Resort. Maybe it has to be the marina, but it also the resort. And you used to come down here, and there's some old vintage houses, I hope, still. Buildings. Not too far, because it's not very deep. And you should see the boats that take you out to the Thousand Islands. There's sunset cruise dinners. There's the stopping at the Bolt Castle, the castle that historically he created with hearts, and when his wife, his love of all time, passed away, he stopped building his dream. And now it's a historical visitor site. We used to go as kids, but now you need your passport. But isn't this fun? Just such a little town. But when there were some water issues a couple summers ago, some of these suffered some water problems. But she does not look open. There's someone coming in by Sea-Doo. And then let's just see. Yeah, okay, here's the boat line. No real estate papiers there. Okay, dude, sorry, I'm all over. I'm just gonna go over here. That's the boat launch dock there. I don't know where all the old-fashioned big boats are, but this is the traditional old-fashioned boat house right here, guys. And the boat launch right there. The old train station. Look at the beautiful echinacea, all the wildflowers, black-eyed Susans. Oh, and this is a hotel as well. And then this is your drive up. So I'm going to pull over, get you into the hands-free thing. Oh, there's more maps and details, but it's a busy place because it's a long weekend. It's just a happening spot. Hey guys, if I can't say hi directly, forgive me. I wish there was just a way, like, to tighten it somehow. Anyhow, what are y'all seeing there? I can't see diddly because of the sun. Let's see if the shade helps. There. Okay, you got it. You got it. You see that? Isn't this gorgeous? If this was your little house, all the wildflowers out front. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody waves to everybody. And then there's the little gated community with the church at the entrance. And that says Rockport up top. Beautiful boats. Bridge to the USA. Let me know where you're watching from, guys. Do you like to travel? Do you like to just get in the car and go and find your way somewhere? See what there is to see, soak up the sun, just feel different, feel alive, maybe reset. Had a whole bunch of plans and had no plans, you know? It was just like, I'm playing this by ear. I wish the camera could, like, zoom far left, zoom far right, zoom far left. Now that's a beautiful pullover. But we just pulled over. Oh, can you guys see that? Lots of Jeeps on the road. Don't blame them. Maybe it's best you stay a little angled. Let me know in the comments if you're catching the water. I know it's brief, and it's even brief for me sometimes because all of these beautiful trees and the foliage are blocking it. And that's something cool too. If you travel Canada, people are scared to travel in the winter. You can stay warm by so many means, you know, and you can, there's places that are nice and sunny on winter days, and you get going on activities, and you know, it's all about the fun. But the whole bush changes, the whole road changes, because now there's no more tree leaves, and you get to see all these beautiful homes down in here, which out right here, this gate, if you just saw it, I don't know, I forget who lives down there, movie star or something, but they got a compound after a compound after a compound down there. Still might happen as soon as my podcast channel, it's called I Did Podcast, I need like 10 more subscribers and I can go live. Then I can go knock at someone's door like that, or try to pre-arrange an actual interview and ask them, you know, how did they motivate themselves to get to be in the position that they were in, and hear their personal story. A lot of people, they're all first generation wealth. It's not family inherited. So you know, it's funny, I ate at Starbucks, but I feel like I could eat. So what happens if we go straight? There was the 401. My phone's not talking to me anymore. Don't want to go to the bridge to the USA. Another day. I'm gonna go straight. I'm gonna go straight. Put my speedometer on. I don't know what the speed is. See, it's like saying to 407. And that's a fish outfitters, I mean like an outfitters to 407. But I really don't want to be on the 407. I like to be on these side highways. Even if you can only do 80, it's perfect, you know? You get to see things, you see wildlife. This body of water to my left has beautiful white swans all throughout it, and they used to be just a couple. I don't know the story of how they came, if they came from down south, or if they were released, or anyways, it became populated, and now there's hundreds and maybe thousands of white swans all along these water shores. So if you pull over, it's just fabulous to see. And one time I was fishing, and in the bay that I was fishing, it was like a white swan's nest at the other end, and of course they're very protective of their babies' eggs, or you know, once the baby's hatched. And my rod got hit first cast out with a massive trout, and it went out into the lake with it, and I lost my rod, and there was only one other gentleman fishing way on the other end of this massive pond, and he was a resident, and he seen what happened, and by luck he was able to hook. Sorry about that, guys. That bump did it, yes. By luck, he was able to hook my rod before it went out, and it would never been retracted or seen. Never. Center, but it's right on the water, and I hear a lot of good things. I think we're coming up to it in a minute. Eagles Rock or something. Anyways, I'll point it out. So there's a KOA campsite here to the right, and it's an okay campsite. Most KOAs are fun, right? Most KOAs are pretty cool. And there's one, oh man, I want to say the name, it's on the tip of my tongue. We used to take the kids to, and they've got a zip line over the lake, and they had like petting zoos, and the best cotton candy I've ever seen. It was the most massive cotton candy you could ever ask for. Even if you own your own machine, the Ivy Elite Club, even if you own your own machine, you probably wouldn't even make your cotton candies that big. It was so cute. Anyhow, it'll come to me. But yeah, good places to come and visit and explore. I'm gonna sip my ice, ice baby. Ba ba na 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 na. Ice, ice baby. Ba 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 na na. Ice, ice baby. Ba 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 na na. Ice, ice baby. You know Vanilla Ice? I watched a lot of his biographies and followed him. He's my generation, right? And he invested a lot of his assets into real estate and started flipping homes. And he's got some crazy stories about homes, that how he acquired them and the story behind them. One was a bit sad, and I don't even want to reiterate it because I'm probably going to cry. This Glen Resort, I always wanted to kind of eat dinner there, eat dinner there. I actually have like a change of clothes that's fairly decent that I could probably get away with going to something a little bit elegant, but we'll see. Excuse me. And what in the world? Whoa, that orange boat. Oh my god. Speaking of Vanilla Ice. Anyways, so he invested in also cars. He's got like, I think the very first Phantom Rolls Royce ever rolled off the line, if I'm not mistaken, with like 5 kilometers to his house on it or something. But he had a flood or a fire in his Malibu home, I think in Florida or somewhere. Forgive me, and it's in Florida, but forgive me for not knowing the exact details. I just don't want to tell you the wrong thing. That's why I'm kind of saying, like, from my recollection. But he lost a lot of his, like, platinum albums that were hanging on the wall, a lot of his autographs and signatures and memories, just like, God bless Miley Cyrus. When Miley had her, can you see that beauty? Can you see that beauty, folks? When Miley had her home destroyed by fire and all her music book with all her record library, everything she hand wrote, songs that never came out, feelings that will, you know, be lost in time. But I mean, you can't try to justify it. All you can say and think is, I guess it just was a time, and you know, God bless anyone that's had to go through that devastation of loss of something so meaningful to them, family members and pets and friends. And sometimes it is something you had in childhood or something someone gave you, or a memory of a time and a place. And people say take a photo, put it in the cloud, it'll always be there. How does that cloud hold all those photos? And what is it doing with all those photos? Okay? Think about it. What is it doing with all of our family photos? What is it doing with any photos that someone might be taking? Right, guys? Like, and then what happens if the cloud does crash? What happens if the cloud crashes? Then everything you thought you had saved is gone. Gone, 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 gone. Or they say it's gone, but it's still his, tucked away somewhere. But how can it hold every single person's photo collection for the rest of their lives and our future children's and just not go out of capacity? And then all of these rockets that Elon's launching, they say is messing with the Earth's timing, and the Earth is spinning faster historically than it ever has, which means a lot of different things. It could mean more collisions with asteroids. It could mean heating up of the ice caps, tsunamis, more wildfires with winds that exceed any type of equipment available. They talk about, why is he doing boring company holes under the earth so he can do all of the underground living in Mars. He's got holes all throughout LA so people can travel through these mole holes, they call them. They can get Starbucks, not even pay for it, just pull up, ask for it, and off they go. I don't know what other benefits, but basically it's an escape for them to all escape paparazzi, or to get away from people that they need to get away from if they're in danger. And so and then all these robots being made so that manual labor could build all these things underground and up in Mars. And if the Earth collapsed, then Mars is established, but only certain rich people will ever be able to go. And is someone putting all of us in a simulation? I don't know. And then you just be a naturalist and look at the trees and look at the sun and look at how different greens there are and how many blues in the water there is and how many different fish there are and the size of the fish from the time they're babies and eggs. You watch a shark embryo hatch. It's incredible. Love everything under the sea, everything above the land, all the different types of birds and eggs, and it's just so interesting. So which one are you guys, a futurist or a naturalist? Let me know in the comments. I want to go to Gananoque. What's in Gananoque? I want to go to Gananoque. I think I just missed my opportunity. I want to go to Marmora. I want to go. I could have went to Gananoque. It's really beautiful if you've never seen. So you're about to see some highway traveling again, folks. Let me know if it's fairly clear. Some people don't get out because of their jobs, because of illnesses, because of family situations, because of finances. There's 100 things, mental health situations. It has made us into a reclusive society that has difficulty. Oh, Megabus. This reminds me of my oldest. Used to take the Megabus from where she lives to home. But it's taught us to become reclusive, and that's not good for anybody. Children are on laptops and on these games that, my children used to listen to Mozart in the crib to fall asleep, or at nap time or playtime I'd have Mozart by Baby Bach cassettes playing, and they were allowed to watch Teletubbies and TV for certain periods of time, but they didn't grow up in front of screens, that was for sure. They played outside, they loved it. There was my second opportunity. I could have pulled off. You know what, though? Gananoque is beautiful. It's a tourist town. It's like the hot spot around the Thousand Islands. That little place, Rockport, I just showed you, was just sort of a cute off-the-side type of deal. But the prices in Gananoque are out of this world, too. If you were to want to stop and actually have a nice little hot dinner. I don't know what it is. The antibiotics resetting my body, my taste buds, my mind, make me feel better, doing something to my gut that I finally feel better. I still have nausea pills every day, but guys, I feel like every food I taste is brand new, and I'm not even joking. It's like such new flavors, new textures. I appreciate it all so much. What's your favorite food? Let me know. I was telling you guys about Coney fries. It's just a meat sauce that they put on, so it's like a Coney dog, but probably came from the States, from Coney Island. Pizza, where my hometown is Cornwall, Ontario, they're really super famous for their thick pizza that just North End or Riverside, nobody else does it like them. People for generations and generations and generations and decades travel, and when they come back to this area or passing through this area, they'll try to get anyone to deliver them that pizza, I have a very good friend, Joni. She helps take care of my Shan Stuff Facebook sales site, and she loves her Riverside pizza, double pepperoni, double sauce, and I haven't had a chance to visit her in such a long time, but I do hope that I am going to get to visit you, Joni, and I'm going to bring you your pizza, because you know what? Every time I think about it, I talk about it, it makes me hungry for it too. Makes me hungry for it too. And I hate to order pizza unless the kids are gonna have some with me because I might eat 2 pieces, maybe a third cold and maybe heat it up, but stations. Little known fact, when I used to drive this area a long time ago, I used to listen to the radio station a lot, and there was always a contest, and they'd be like, name this AC/DC song, and they'd play something, and you'd call it in, and then I used to win. I won tickets to the Blue Man Group, the drummers that have a Las Vegas show. That was amazing. I won an AC/DC barbecue spatula. What else? Anyways, won quite a few contests, which was really super cool. Put you this way in case it's just easier to watch. I don't know. I want you on a bit of an angle so you can catch the other side. Just this is sometimes where you're going to see deer grazing. I've seen moose. I've seen black bear, of course, fox. We unfortunately seen a fox a little while ago on the road. I didn't want to mention it, but it was there. So you got to watch your speed coming down here, because you start catching speed. I hate wearing sunglasses because I want to see every vibrant color. I don't want to miss a bird. I should have vinegared inside my truck. Vinegar is like the best window cleaner. I can see like stripes and oh my gosh. That's a New York State truck. He's got the built-in tackle boxes on the side, or it's considered built-in fishing rod holders, and the tailgate that splits half, and oh, that's a nice truck. All the computer on it, and you know what? I love my black Dodge. Her name is Janiqua. That's the name that I call my truck when I got her, Janiqua. And knock on wood, she's been awesome to me. She's got me through a lot of ice fishing adventures, a lot of fishing adventures, and a lot of travel and seeing a lot of things. So I'm not going to diss my beautiful Janiqua. She's a beautiful part of the family, and hopefully get to pass down through generations and generations. We had a friend of my husband's and mine that was in an area around here and is not with us anymore, so I'm thinking of him right now. Pete and Jade, rest in peace. Look at all that beautiful rock, and if I see a raven, I think of Pete. If I see a blue herring, I think of Mo, the person who I had the poem "We Must Walk a Path" that I showed you guys a few weeks back. If you go on my Facebook under my name, Shana Cook, you can hashtag "We Must Walk a Path" and the poem will come up. That big Canada flag, I hope you got to see it, that we just passed. That's the Huskies, well, it used to be Huskies truck stop, and they always make the best egg salad sandwiches, man. A lot of times I'd be hungry for something, but I didn't want to stop, and so I'd always make sure to stop there because you could pull up to the door. You knew the food was fresh because it was a truck stop, so they were constantly making, and they do little special things, like if you wanted a toasted egg salad sandwich, oh my god, I'm wanting to go. I almost pulled over. They'll do that for you, whereas nowhere else really will, oh, sorry man, we don't do that, it's not on the menu kind of thing. So, there's, you know, these stops along the way, just a lot of memories from over the years of my good friend Mark Julian moving to Toronto for school, then, you know, living up there and back and forth visiting and going to book launches and such exciting things. And my oldest, Jazz, graduating from university and going to visit, and just family trips, you know, and getting the kids to see Graffiti Alley and Ripley's Believe It or Not aquarium and all those fun things, you know. Sometimes, yes, it takes money, but if you set your goals, you set your eyes to it. Let's say, you know, go somewhere close. Is there a little zoo close enough to you, or within an hour radius, some kind of thing? Or take a pencil or a pen and go on a map and go in an hour radius in a circle with a cup, and put the cup over it, and whatever's in the middle is where you guys get to go. And just go see what there is to see. It doesn't have to be like the most local destination. It's all fabulous. It's not that expensive for the day, but you guys know in the last 2 years, everything's gone. I think something super awesome. You guys must know the artist Youngblood. Let me know if you know. He's kind of, they said, took over for Ozzy. Ozzy gifted him his gold cross and basically passed the power of rock and roll over to Youngblood. Youngblood comes from an interesting family of a guitar owner, and his grandfather and everyone were musicians, and his dad, he had a childhood like a lot of people with different situations that caused certain traits later on in adulthood, which I believe crashing them out of the park. Cool. Literally manners, kind-hearted, genuine, all right, genuine. Oh, I can't wait to watch the experience. Hey, Van Lifers. Yes. Yes. Who's it? Someone on a headset. Maybe they're delivery people. Where I go. He couldn't make it to Ozzy's funeral because a lot of people were saying he was one of Ozzy's child, or Ozzy at one point Ozzy did say he wanted to adopt him, so, or something like that. He came on respectfully and said, I'd be honored to be Ozzy's son, but knowing him and being a friend and being so close to him is a gift enough, and that he passed him the gold cross. And Ozzy's last concert called New Beginnings, where it killed me, where they didn't at least have assistants come and help him stand up. That kind of broke my heart, man. Anyhow, the guy's a nurse. I would have gone there so Ozzy could have did up. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyhow, he said respectfully, you know, I respect all of his real children and give the honor to them, so to speak. And he also gave Ozzy a cross on that night as well, a special gift, which was perfect, I think. So they definitely had an amazing bond, and he definitely has an old rock and roll soul in him that just speaks volumes and volumes. And he's from Dorchester, England, so his language and his accent to my ear is so interesting that it just keeps me engaged, you know. Anyways, and his music's fabulous, and so he knew that people couldn't afford tickets, and that you want to go to Beyonce or you want to go to Taylor Swift, the tickets are going to be like, you know, starting at $80 or $125 with fees or whatever, right? So he put on a concert in the UK. I don't know if it was globally. I don't know quite all those details, but he talked to his promoters and said, I want to do it for $20 a ticket, fees in, so people can get there. So I think most of his concert has been sold out throughout the United Kingdom. I'd love to see him get to Ottawa, you know, the Bell Centre maybe, in Montreal, the Ottawa Canadian Tire Centre. But guys, if you're going to go, if you live somewhere in between Ottawa and Montreal, and your favorite band is playing at both locations, go to Montreal. Montreal Bell Center, they party, they sing, they're into it. Where the Canadian Tire Center, sometimes they're into it, but it's a whole different vibe. And this is talking of decades of concerts. So you got to go to the Bell Center. So I'm hoping that he has a Canadian tour. Yep, birds. Yep, birds. So getting into a bigger city, as you can see. The beautiful pink granite roads are because some of the areas got marble and granite, and that's the color of the rock when they crush it at the quarry, so the pavement turns out pink, which I think is fabulous. There's a Harley Davidson dealership coming up on my left. I don't know with all, oh, here it is, with the trees and that, but yeah, they sometimes have the Harleys on display. I don't know why. I thought I could see them. Maybe it's Montreal that I'm thinking of. You know, if you do come to Ontario, Canada, you know, come over the Thousand Island Bridge in Detroit, Michigan area, or come through near New York State, or, you know, wherever you cross in Quebec. Montreal's got some really cool spots and really beautiful architecture and real beautiful history and just a couple of really cool things to do. I like to say, reach out to me and I'll let you know what is cool close by depending on where you're going, because I really do know our area super well, you know, from Montreal to Ottawa to Toronto to Kingston, Brockville, Niagara Falls, New York City, Florida, you know, been to LA, you know, St. Lucia, Bahamas, very blessed, you know, Vegas, lots of that, Mexico. I've been very blessed, blessed, and I haven't been anywhere in quite some time. Ouch, that's the reality. Like on a long distance, I think the last vacation was our Disney cruise as a family, and then we stayed in Disney for like 2 weeks. We used to have a Disney timeshare, something I honestly wish that I still had, and I wish for the kids' sake that we still had, because you get to go somewhere. It was like twice a year at the time. It was the OG ones at the very beginning, when they first put and then they transferred it so you didn't just need to stay at a Disney property. You could transfer your points to, we transferred them 1 year to Niagara Falls, the Hilton Hotel, for Canada Day. We used to like to go to Niagara Falls with the kids, and we'd rent the newest hotel that was built on the falls, on the water. There's the Hilton and the Ramada, so forth, like, as the city kept building. But we would get the newest hotel, the highest floor, so that the fireworks were right in front of our eyes. You know, the children were 2 older ones, 2 younger ones, so there was a little bit of that age gap, so that, you know, the younger ones could stay up, but the older ones could stay up, but the younger ones might not have been able to, have to wait to dark. So it was just like perfect, right? Perfect seeing the falls. Yeah, we used to do that for a couple of Niagara Fall years, for sure. You guys know this box truck, literally, you can make a home away from home in that. You can make a camper in one of those. This usually has signs about warnings for turtles because it's a very natural spot. You'll see the sign way to my right. What's it say? I can't read it. Wetland conservation, which is beautiful. But you know what they could do for that little spot, although it is a big spot? They could build an overpass bridge for the wildlife. They have them all over different countries. I think it's Switzerland, or Austria, or Iceland, and I think even here in Canada, maybe in BC or some places, they make a overpass, and it has fences to direct all the wildlife up and over the overpass, so they cross the greens and they're not crossing these extremely busy highways, as you can see. Look at this camper trailer, camper trailer. Here comes an RV. I was at one point trying to keep track, but you can rent an RV as well. You can come to Canada, and I think it's just called Canada RV Rent Me or something. You know, that's a great way to travel, even if you don't even want to stay in campsites all the time. You can do wild camping. If you want to stay in a hotel once in a while, that's your prerogative, you know. We did the East Coast with an old camper with my children, and they were all young, and the camper ended up catching on fire. Literally, the engine had to be in a workshop for 3 days or 4 days, I think. We ended up in a hotel unexpectedly, but it had this incredible mall. Look at this fifth wheel, man. She's towing. This incredible mall, because it wasn't like anything we'd ever seen, where it had roller coasters inside. And I mean, the kids have been to Disney and big theme parks, but not a mall to that extent, you know. So that was really super fun. And then we got to see all New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and PEI tip to tip. So one of my trips, I think this is like a nice little Airstream coming up. One of my trips, I don't think it'll happen till next year, but you know, it might happen in fall, I don't know. And I shouldn't say I don't know. I'm really hoping fall. So, but it's here almost, right, guys? So enjoy things now. But the East Coast, man, is just stunning. And then I've never been out to BC, didn't do any of that. Alberta, didn't go up that way. You know, did a lot of exploring all of Ontario, all of the, you know, Prince Edward Island, like I said. I did not do Newfoundland either, so that is totally on the bucket list. So some vacations, the kids are all older, they work, they have different schedules. Some we're going to try to do together, some might be solo vacations, a lot of them might be solo vacations, but this whole last 3 weeks and longer, I've had a lot of time to reflect on my life. What are you guys seeing? Why is it like that? It was the little Hawaiian dress. Oh, gee. There's 2 trailers at one time. So I had a lot of time to reflect on my life, and I've made a pact with my own self to let the things go that are weighing me down like cement blocks to my heart, to my soul. Try to live as free as possible, which I always did, but not to the extent that I just had an awakening, I felt like. I do listen to some nighttime, you know, hypnosis, lots of different things for positivity and to let negative thoughts go and to help you get into a deep sleep or a state of, you know, theta, your delta waves. There's different waves that you can learn and subconsciously absorb and go kind of in between realms and see a different version of yourself. That's why sometimes you wake up with a dream of being a movie star, being a singer, being an astronaut, being a farmer, you know, because you had that state of mind where your subconscious is saying this is available for you in another life, in this life, but you got to choose those choices to bring that reality into your life. Isn't that Airstream gorgeous? Oh my. Yep. I think there's a drivable Airstream. I might be wrong. That one's called an Argo. How are we doing? but I wonder how cute it looks inside. Looks like we're behind quite a few trailers, so you know, guys, the best thing is to enjoy it, have patience. I'm soaking up the sunshine on my face and my arms. They say you can't get a tan through a window, but man, we used to put our jaundiced babies in front of windows at the hospital, and when we took them home, we'd tell parents, put them in front of a window, try to take their diaper off, lay them on a blanket, you know, turn them over like a pancake. So I still think that there's got to be some vitamin D that I'm absorbing. So I'm just trying to give it all on my skin's surface. I'm leaning forward on the steering wheel with my shoulders curled up on my t-shirt so that my arms are getting the warmth in my face. But I do have my sunglasses on because she's a beauty today. I hope you guys can see well. This could be the worst live of history or the most epic live, because you're on a road trip. You're seeing true Canadian highways, raw, live, unedited. If I could play music and not be copyrighted, I would be doing that for you guys. It's kind of cool to say some history and some stories, but I can't read the screen as we're going. If I could, let's see how far that car gets. Not too far. If I could read the screen, like let's say what do you call them? Not a laptop, but a notebook or something opened up on the dash, or have a more sophisticated vehicle that has like a little computer readout on it or something, and it's not distracted driving. Maybe I could be responding. I've seen tractor trailer drivers and people doing this, and they're reading the comments. I don't know how. I need my sunglasses for the light, but then I need my reading glasses pretty much for anything tiny and up close. However, yeah, everybody's doing it, freaking me out. All right, she's going, or he's going to. My reading glasses, but I could read things far, far away. I have good eyes because I had laser for that, but for up close, not so good. I can't see with that screen. Talk amongst yourself though, guys. Drop a comment, say where you're from. See, I'm passing an A&W here, the big sign at the truck stop rest area, but they won't have Coney sauce. Only Cornwall, Ontario has Coney sauce. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. Sorry, I'm scared of this car coming over right in front of me, this Audi. Yep, told you. stealth van. When I used to drive tractor trailer with my dad, my CB handle was the Roadrunner from the cartoon with Bugs Bunny, but literally I was called the Roadrunner by them because I'd wake up in the morning and the first thing I wanted to do was get out and run the roads. Does anyone remember the days of CB radios? I'm sure truckers still use them too, yeah. But the days when we had to, hey, there's an RV. All these roads are so familiar to me. Well, folks, I'm gonna say goodnight. Maybe we'll catch you at sunlight. Travel safe, stay calm, peace out.